Okay, here we have Twice Gold, and Gold is having his second post-track ride this morning. I did his first ride one day the end of last week, so he's had, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 days off, and now he's coming out for this ride. And of course, I haven't done any prep. There's no lunging or anything like that going on before this ride. And so it's a beautiful day, and he's just a very sort of easygoing horse in general, and he's been turned out in a field with TikTok, and they get on great together. And so he's just really settled in here. He seems very at ease. And so when I was tacking him up, I was saying to Billy that I had the feeling that if he seemed really chill in the ring, that maybe we would venture out to the jump field and just see what he thought about having a little walk trot canter out there. And so he did. I rode him for like 2 minutes in the ring, trotted a couple of laps. He felt great. So I thought we'd head out to the field. And so here he is. I left a little clip of him warming up in the ring at the end of the video so you can see what I mean by the fact that he felt great. He looks great. I mean, he came out just totally focused in the ring and soft and wonderful. When we came out to the jump field, he's never been out here before. So this is like a whole new world, and you're up by the road, so there's traffic going by and all kinds of stuff. So he actually is a very soft, round horse. However, he understandably wanted to be carrying his head a little bit higher. He's still very soft in the contact. It's not like he's not hard in any way here. He's just not completely round. But honestly, I used to be much more strict about horses have to have their heads down, and just because a horse has their head down does not mean that they're round. And I've sort of softened up my whole approach a lot over the last couple of years, and I would rather that they find the softness on their own rather than just being forced to put their heads down. And so he's going in a very soft way, even though he's carrying his head a little bit higher. And it's just completely understandable that on his second post-track ride out in a big jump field up by the road and all the traffic, he would want to be having a look around. And it's actually really cool because, we trot around here for a couple of minutes. I love his balance. I love his rhythm. I love the soft expression on his face and all these things. And after he gets those couple of moments to sort of take it all in, he just wants to be round anyway, and he just starts going over his back, and he does some beautiful canter work. And so, everybody has their own approach, and some people are going to like that, and some people want their heads down all the time, and that's totally fine. But to me, it's better for the long-term training of the horse to let them sort of figure it out on their own. And also, horses should be able to walk, trot, canter around relaxed, not so on the bridle. They should be able to self-regulate their balance, and all those things without relying so much on the rider telling them where they should be at all times. So anyway, I'll get off that train. I digress from that. So I finally did stick him, and he is just a little bit over 16 3 hands. And he is a huge bodied horse, so he feels much, much bigger than that. He is both long and wide and tall, and he is a very impressive horse to be looking at and to be sitting on. He's a 7-year-old. He's by Golden Lad. He had 31 career starts, and he last ran on May 2nd. So exactly a month ago was his last start. And it was nice because he got to go to my friend Jody's farm right after his last start and have a couple of weeks of turnout and let down there. Actually, hilariously, with Northern TikTok, they were turned out together there. And now I've got them turned out together here. And I think it's so cute when that happens. I really love keeping them paired up when I can. The last couple I had that did that was Lumino and Cardinal both came together from Jody's, and they were friends at Jody's, and then obviously I kept them together here. It's just very cute when they can travel with friends. So in his first post-track ride, well, he's a lovely mover. I mean, I think all of his gaits are lovely. Excuse me. In his first post-track ride, to the right, on the right leg canter, he wanted to swap behind just in one particular spot in the far corner. And clearly I was just losing some part of the straightness there to be getting the swap just in the same exact spot every time. But so it was interesting doing that out in the big field today. He was perfect. I mean, he never wanted to swap or thought about it or lost his balance or the straightness at all. So it was a huge improvement in his canter work today, and the canter is just incredible on this horse. I mean, I think he has a lovely trot, don't get me wrong. This is a beautiful picture here, especially now that he's sort of dialed into me and he's wanting to soften up and be round and all those things. This is a gorgeous picture and a lovely trot, but the canter is just so cool. It is an unbelievable feel. Up here, I lost the right shoulder. Just as I was saying how beautiful the trot is, I lost the right shoulder there, so I sort of had to give him a little kick with my outside leg. and then obviously he comes right back. So I asked him for the canter. He picked up the right lead. I'm not really worrying about what lead he's picking up at this point. I'm just happy that he's being such a good boy going around this big field. It's probably a 5 or 6 acre field. So I don't care that he picked up the other lead. What I do care about is that he did a really nice balanced transition. And then here he was so good. He let me change direction across the diagonal down the hill. Actually, that's a downhill incline to change direction. So that was super good. And then he just does such a nice little right canter here. And again, just love the expression on his face. His whole body feels soft and relaxed, and the balance is wonderful. And I think it looks pretty and it feels pretty awesome. And he's nice and soft here, and he's just very with me. There's this moment in the left canter, which we're about to change directions again and go back to the left, where we're coming up the hill right there, and I sort of look up. I should have been looking up anyway. I shouldn't have been just looking up. Should have already had my eyes up. But anyway, I look up and I realize, like, right as we're coming to the top of the hill alongside the road, there's this big tractor trailer going by, and I kind of had like this oh shit moment, like, if a horse was going to care about the traffic and be tense or do something or whatever, like this would be that moment, because there's this massive trailer kind of barreling down the road towards us. And I'm telling you, I know I got tense in that moment, and he did not. He was just such a perfect horse. And then he does this is just such a nice left lead canter that he does here. And I loved both of his transitions in this ride. I thought they were both equally excellent to the left and the right. And right along here is where I had lost that right shoulder the last time we'd been going by there to the left, and there he stays really nice and straight. There's the tractor trailer. I was having a mini heart attack. Luckily, the horse was not. What a good boy. So I'm going to butt out of this. There's the little clip of me riding him in the ring, and then some footage of him on cross ties.